Hello and welcome to the DDtrac walkthrough demonstration. In order to access DDtrac, you need to go to your organization's login URL for DDtrac. Different organizations have different locations where they log in. Once you get into the correct URL, you enter your username and your password, and you'll be taken to the main login screen. So when you get to the main DDtrac login screen, you can see that you have a number of areas that you can work with. On the left-hand side, you have the My Students box, which shows all of the students that you've been assigned to and that you're able to either view or take data for or actually create goals and objectives for. You can also see the My Groups and Courses tab box, which actually shows you all of the groups or classrooms you've been assigned to work with that you can take data for the class as a whole. You see the offline data entry area, which is actually takes you to a form that will allow you to take a variety of data in one big form, and it's used if you don't have an internet connection. At the top of the screen, you see your main navigation structure. Home brings you back to this page. The Administer Site tab is only visible to individuals that they have permission to add and edit students, users, and groups in DDtrac. The submenu allows you to enter an observation for a student, conduct a search in DDtrac. It will take you to the user guide, or will take you to the Contact Us area, which will allow you to contact either your site administrator or the DDtrac support staff if you have a question about using DDtrac. In order to work with a student, you would actually select a student from the My Students box, and you'll see a set of comments, which are your recently entered past comments for the student, which will give you a feeling for how the student has been doing over the last few sessions that people have entered data for them. So this is looking pretty good. This student has a fantastic, which means that the student did really, really well. After reading the student's comments, you can actually go in and either take data for the student, add or update the student's goals, or generate reports for the students. If goals have already been entered for the student, you could go to the Data Entries tab, and again, you can still see the past comments for the student, but you also see that you can take instructional data, behavior data, social data for the student. You can take notes or enter milestones for the student, or actually enter standardized assessment data for the student. Under the Goals tab, you can see that you can set up instructional goals, social goals, behavior goals, or you can generate a plan or a program like an IEP document for the student. Just to show you the creation of a new goal screen, if you go there, you see that you can actually create a new goal using a goal wizard. You can use Goal Edit View, which actually shows you a little screen where you can enter all of the data for the goal. You can import goals from a database of nearly 10,000 sample goals and objectives, or you can actually use a quick edit view for instructional goals to enter up to 5 different goals with multiple objectives and targets for each of those goals, and it helps you get up and running very, very quickly. Once you've created goals, then you could go in and take data on those goals. And once you've taken data, you can actually generate reports and charts to help you analyze your students' performance better. We have a wide variety of reports and charts that you can generate, from summary reports to reports that will do a little bit of data analysis and then analyze your unmastered targets and perhaps how long you've been working on them, and what the characteristic of those targets are, or your mastered targets to show you how fast you're mastering different targets for your student. For the charts area, you can compare targets over time. You can show your progress percent. You can see at the rate at which you're mastering targets over time. You can do social charts, and you can do a variety of behavior charts to analyze behavior patterns for the students. The last tab you see for an individual student is the Info tab, and that gives you basic information about the student, from the minimum required information for DDtrac to work, which is the student's name, the first name and last name, site they attended, and whether or not they're currently active and you're taking data on them. You can also enter personal data for the student, their parents, their guardian information, their placement data, what services they're receiving, the list of users that are currently authorized to work with the student, the groups the student has been assigned to, emergency contact for this information for the student, and any documents that have been uploaded. For example, IEPs or behavior plans. If you've uploaded those documents to DDtrac, they would be available underneath the document link on the info tab. To change the student you're working with, you can either click Change Student at the top of the screen or click the Home tab to return to the home page. When you return to the home page, you can select another student or you could select a group. If you were to select a group, you see a similar set of tabs for the group, data entry, but in this case this would be data entry for group goals and objectives, so it'd allow you to take data for all members of the group at once. The Goals tab would take you to the group's goals, which allows you to set up goals that you might have across all members of the group. Reports, again, would be generating reports for the group, and Info tab will take you to information about the group, like the numbers, who the students are that are assigned to the group, who the teacher is for the primary teacher is for the group, and that kind of information. So I've now completed my walkthrough of the basic DDtrac screen. A couple of other things that you might want to remember to do is go and click the user guide and get additional information on how DDtrac works.